Hi everyone. So as y'all know, Rob and I are engaged right now. We are planning on a wedding, or we're planning on marrying before baby comes. And this has been going on for quite a while, I think like a month now. And 2 or 3 weeks ago, we decided on a wedding date. It's gonna be Friday, May 3rd. And we already called City Hall and they had like no weddings whatsoever that day. So we could just pick a time, which is like perfect. Especially because we were afraid that on that short notice that day would be like fully booked and we wouldn't have any options. Like at least like maybe like at 3 o'clock, like an impossible time. So we were really happy that we could just pick a time. But then all of a sudden, like, Rob kept mentioning that he felt so sad that he never asked my dad for my hand. I kind of had a feeling that he might go do things official, even though we already had a wedding date set and whatnot. And he did. We went out to dinner just on a restaurant, you know, like I actually suggested let's go to a restaurant tonight and not have me cook. And or not tonight, but I said it 2 days in advance. And it was a 6-course meal, and at the 6 course, I noticed that the dessert that came out, it was like on a pasta bowl. Like you have like a restaurant pasta bowl where the plates go like this, and then like whoop, and then it had a plate on top of it with desserts, with the dessert. And they served it, and it had like chocolate writing on it. And it was like this, I kept looking at it, I was like, I don't know this language. And I turned to Rob and I was like, do you know what it means? I'm like, no. And then he put his plate next to me, and his plate said it in Dutch. And it's pretty much it said, I love you more than words can ever say. With you, I want to grow old. Something like that. Or, yeah, want to grow old together. So that was really sweet. I was like, oh, sweetie. And then we just ate dessert, you know. He didn't say anything after that. Or, you know, indicated anything. And so I was like, oh my god, I'm stuffed. I was like done, and I was putting my cutlery away or on the plate. And they came in, the waiter and waitress came in, and they put new cutlery on our table. And I was like, we already had our 6 course. I was thinking it, I didn't say it, I was thinking that. And then they took away the top plate, so you only had the pasta plate with the bowl. And in that bowl was like another dessert and a tiny little silver wrapped gift. And I like immediately like turned my head to Rob, and he was like, well, aren't you gonna open it? I was like, am I allowed? Yeah. And it contained this little, like for my bracelet, I don't even know what it's called. And it's like this wedding ring in a box. That's really cute. And then he like said something in like this, in Celtic, apparently it was Celtic. And I looked at him like, what? And he's like, will you marry me? And I was like, yeah, like duh. But it's really romantic, and apparently he went right before we even had dinner, which is why he was so late before he arrived home. He went to my dad and he asked for his permission to marry his daughter. So my dad was like, oh, that's official. But yeah, it was really sweet of him. And the next day we kind of like announced it on Facebook so that our friends knew as well. And we had that same day, like it was on a Friday, we announced it on Facebook. And that same day, like later that evening, we had like a little engagement party for our close friends, where we could also immediately tell them that it wasn't going to be like a big fat wedding. You know, it was going to be like small, and you know, you're not going to be invited for dinner, you know, sorry. We did invite them to the ceremony, so we're having a salad ceremony either at 11 or like 12, probably like 12 or 1. Something along those lines. We're not really sure. We have all the options because right now we made arrangements at City Hall at 11, but we are allowed to like move it backwards. They will call us whenever somebody else wants to marry on May 3rd. So we can definitely give a time. But right now we're probably gonna do the ceremony at like somewhere between 11 and 1. And they were invited, friends and family and whoever wants to come is invited at that point. And then we'll have just a small lunch with my parents, his parents, my grandma and grandpa. Rob doesn't have any grandparents anymore. And our siblings and Rob's best friend, who's also his witness, I guess, and my sister's boyfriend. So we're with, I think, 15 or 16, and maybe Rob's best friend is bringing his girl, because we're not really sure. But so we're with 15 or 16 people for lunch, and later that evening on May 3rd, we will have a small party at Rob's best friend's house. The other couple that married last year did that too. So they also just, you know, gave a little party for friends at Rob's best friend's house. And we pretty much only have to provide snacks and drinks and, you know, good music. And the rest will happen itself. And it's not going to be like big fancy or whatnot. But we just don't want to spend that much money on an actual wedding party. So our first initial thought was to just do it really small, just our parents and at City Hall, and taking our parents out to lunch, and that's it. And right now it is this big fancy, everybody's invited wedding, except we're not having a party necessarily with the actual wedding. We're just gonna do it with friends at a friend's house. And what was I gonna say? And we're just gonna still keep that select group of close family for lunch. But everybody's coming to the ceremony, and we're gonna have 15 or 16 people at lunch, depending on whether Rob's best friend is bringing his girl. And then we're gonna have the party afterwards with friends at Rob's best friend's house. So it suddenly became this whole day. And it means we wanted to do a little bit more on the wedding. Just like give it a little bit more, you know, oomph, instead of just like showing up in our regular clothes and whatnot. So at this point we've bought the rings. It's a different ring for me than what I picked out 2 weeks ago, because the rings came in the size that we needed it, and I put it on and it just went straight off. And they said at the jewelry store, you can get it a size smaller and it'll be this size, and they put like this one of those mannequin rings on. And it was like way too tight. I could barely get it on, let alone get it off. Or you need to pick out another ring, because ordering that size again, even though they're made by hand, they will probably be bigger. So I picked out another ring, and I'm really happy with my new ring. It's a lot more feminine. It actually has like a little sparkle to it, and it looks really pretty. So after we like picked out those rings, it was on a Thursday evening, I guess. I don't know, probably the week on to the actual getting engaged. And we were just roaming around the shopping center, and Rob mentioned that he wanted to get like a new jacket to wear with a blouse for the wedding day. And he ended up buying a suit like right that same evening. An actual suit, so he has like pants that match with the jacket and a new blouse. And he looked really good, and he kept saying like, you really don't mind knowing what I'm gonna wear? And I'm like, no, I'm happy that I know what you picked out right now, because if you would have picked out that suit and I would have showed up in my summer maternity dress, I would have felt so cheap. So he ended up buying that suit, and at that point I was like, oh my god, I can no longer wear a summery maternity dress. You know, I have to like step up my game as well. So this week I looked online like for actual maternity wedding dresses, and they're either really expensive or really ugly. And then I found a website that sells like, they do sell bride's dresses, wedding dresses, and bridesmaid dresses, and like prom dresses and stuff like that for like pretty cheap. So they're probably not the best quality, but I'm only gonna wear it like once, maybe twice. So long story short, I ordered a bridesmaid's dress as my wedding dress. It's like ivory white, It is not really strapless, it has one shoulder. It's really pretty, and I ordered one of those shawls to go with it, or this little, like, in case it's still cold. And I ordered something for my hair, to put in my hair. It's all on the same website. And a little purse, like a little clutch to go with it. So I'm really happy about that. To come here anywhere between now and 24 days. So it's gonna get close. But I measured myself, and it's an actual maternity bridesmaid's dress. So it gives room for your belly. It's kind of like an empire waist as well. So it should fit. And does it not, then the website, the company's website, stated that in case it doesn't fit, it can be altered by a professional sewer near you, and they will cover the cost. And we actually have a friend that can sew, that's for a profession. So in case it needs to be like altered, like a little bit more like tucked in, or it needs to be like lengthwise. I know it's lengthwise is going to be 7 centimeters too long, but that's like barefoot. So if I wear heels, then it will come up a little bit, and maybe if I bump it will come up a little bit. And if it still is not up enough, then I'm pretty sure the sewer that we know is just going to be able to like cut it off a little bit, like trim it. So it's so pretty. I'm like, oh. So all I need to do right now is arrange shoes and my flowers. And that's it, because Rob went after arranging photographer, and it is Ashley and Nicole Photography for those of you who want to check her out. I'll put her link down below. She has a beautiful Facebook page with all these previews of the shoes she's done. She is from, if I'm right, Saginaw, Michigan, I guess? I don't know. She is from the United States, and she has a Dutch husband, so she travels to the Netherlands sometimes, and she's actually here on our wedding day, so she can take our pictures, which I'm so happy about. And I really like her style, so it's gonna be awesome. Like, she's gonna go with me the morning I go to, from the time I go to the hair salon and the hair salon and beauty salon is in one. So from the moment I go to the salon, she's gonna take pictures of me like getting ready, and for me the dress, and from Rob in the car, because we arranged the car as well. It's gonna be Rob's best friend's father's car, which is like a Corvette. I don't know. It's a yellow, very obnoxious car, but Rob loves it, so it's okay. So either way, we got pretty much the car is settled, the photographer is settled. I have arrangements to do, like to rehearse what I want to do with my hair and what I want to do with my face. And I have an actual appointment for the day itself at the salon. I have my wedding dress being made at this point. So really all I need is shoes and flowers. I really don't know what I'm missing. Our honeymoon is arranged as well. We are leaving Saturday, or it's not really arranged, but we know what we're gonna do. On Saturday we're gonna go to another city. It's like 2.5 hour drive from here. And we're going to go and ask if friends of our family, they have an apartment there. And just an extra, like it's like their 3rd or 4th home away from home. So where we're going to ask if they would let us stay there for like 2 to 3 nights. And we're just going to we love that city. So we're just going to roam around and just have like nice lunch and dinners and whatnot. And it won't cost us too much, except for what we spend over there. So that's gonna be awesome. And it won't be too far away either, because I'm gonna be like 29 weeks pregnant, and I do not want to go on an airplane, a boat, or a train ride. So that's good. Other than that, that's pretty much it for all the wedding stuff. I know I made a totally long video about it, but that is what we have arranged now. So if you have any tips or links or whatnot about what else we can do today, or we are gonna do a wedding shoot, so she's not just gonna make snapshots, she's also gonna do posing. If you have any ideas about that, or if you think I'm forgetting something, let me know. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, and I'm so excited. Okay, bye everyone.